Teresa Stone with Simon Says Social in the Systems Lounge, and I want to welcome you today to the 2017 Business Systems Virtual Summit. Today, I am super excited to have a very, very dear friend of mine, Stacy Braiuca, talking all about how to use the productivity tool Trello for your business. Stacy is a creator, she's a connector, and she's a translator by nature. She's always loved creating things from art to technology. As an early adopter of technology, she basically learns everything and then she teaches it to other people. She's currently an adjunct professor, hello, and she is also a technology coach and a creativity coach. She also runs her own podcast called The Creative Connections, where she brings together creatives and geeks from all over the world to showcase their talents and increase collaborative opportunities. And she could not stay on top of all of these roles without an amazing productivity tool. And today, Stacy's going to tell us all about Trello. Welcome, Stacy.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited.
So excited to have you here today. So let's dive in. Tell me, what in the world is Trello?
Trello is a lifesaver. Okay. I have super bad shiny object syndrome. Like the squirrels live all over the place around here, right? I have tons of squirrels. And so I needed a way to cage those things. Yeah. I don't want to everybody says, oh, get rid of your squirrels. No. I don't say get rid of the squirrels. I say cage the squirrels until you need them.
That's right.
Okay. Cage them, organize the cages, color code them, whatever you need to do. That way you can sleep at night.
Yep.
Because if you don't cage the squirrels, you are going to be awake all night. You're going to be exhausted all day. You're not going to get anything done.
Right.
You're going to spend all of your 168 hours of the week running and doing, but not feeling like you get anything done. And you might not get anything done.
Right.
So what Trello does for me anyway, and I can only speak for sure for what it does for me and what I've heard some other people say, is it does that organization for you. So I describe it as, if anyone's ever been to a business training back in the day, when they take a pad of sticky notes and set that out, and everybody writes an idea on each sticky note and you're brainstorming or brain dumping. Write all your sticky notes out and then you take them and put them all over the wall.
Yep.
And then you rearrange them in different projects.
Yep.
Okay. That's the underneath side of Trello. Okay. That's the very basic. But then I want you to take and add on top of it some frosting.
Nice.
Okay. Are you ready for the, actually it's layers. It's almost like a 7-layer dip. It's kind of maybe better than frosting. It's like a 7-layer dip. So you've got that bottom layer of, I don't know, meat and bean goodness or something.
Right.
Then you add on top of it that it is almost like your own personal Pinterest board.
Yeah.
And I mean personal as in you can have a personal board or you can actually have a public facing Trello board.
Nice.
You then add on top of that the ability, if you're sharing a board with someone else in a collaboration, you can tag them. So it's a communication tool.
Yeah.
And then as we get into it later, you can go really deep in what each card does.
Very nice.
So it is not just an organizational tool, but it's either very simple or extremely complex wherever you're at.
Yeah. And I like that about it. And it's important that you mention that, right? Because everybody, one of the very first things that I do with clients is I sit down and I figure out what their goals are. And then we talk about the tools needed to accomplish the goals, yes. Right? Not the other way around. You don't have to be using every piece of technology in the entire world to accomplish your business. As a matter of fact, I use an obscene number of tools and I don't suggest you do that.
The same here. Yeah.
Identify the goal and figure it out. And that's one of the things that I really like about Trello is that it allows you to identify those goals, really hone in on those goals while you're keeping these other little sticky notes off to the side that you may need later. Technology moves really fast. Your platforms need to move with it. So that's really cool. You talked a little bit about who can use Trello, but let's dive a little deeper. So I'm an entrepreneur and a one-man, team. I can use Trello. What if I have a group of people? Like, how many people can I have on a Trello board at any given time?
Okay. So for the free boards, which the awesome thing is you can join for free still. I don't know if or when that'll change.
Right.
I've had too many squirrels to look into that part, but, and I've tried to keep myself focused, and my Trello board helps me with that.
Right.
So you can have one person, and one person can have one board that has everything they want on it, or they can separate things out so that they can focus.
Nice.
So like, let's say you're an entrepreneur, you're a one-woman shop, you've got business things, you've got marketing things, you've got social media things,
yep,
you've got your personal things, you've got maybe 3 or 4 different kind of projects you're working on. Each of those could have its own board so that you can then focus just on which one's in front of you at the time.
And then what if I have a marketing board and I bring in a VA to do my marketing? Can I then add her to that board? Only that one, not necessarily all the other boards, but really only that one, so she can function in that space while I'm running the other pieces of my business?
Most definitely.
Nice.
You can add a VA into one space, and you can even, there's some limitations on, you can give them full permission on it, or there's a few limitations you could maybe make on it. Definitely. And you can put due dates when things are due. You can communicate with each other on the projects and things, tasks that are on that board. Like maybe you make a task board for your VA.
Nice.
Or the other thing that some colleagues of mine that were on my show, I don't know, 3 or 4 weeks ago, they have a board that's called their business blueprint.
Nice.
And in this business blueprint, it's basically, the business blueprint is almost like your employee manual or your business plan, and everything kind of in one place. So you could build this manual, and your VA could have access to it. So they have your swipe files to copy, they have your bio to copy when they need it, they have photos of you, they have everything they need to do the tasks it's kind of like their resource file.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. It's like a resource library for your assistants or your VAs or your colleagues.
And a second one for their tasks. So you can have tons of members. If you had a public facing board that was just about like, what is Marissa Stone's business? Like, what are you and what do you do?
Right.
You can have a public facing board that shows all of your stuff and connects back to your website, to your social media. It can have videos embedded in it. You can really kick it up, and people can subscribe to that board, and you can keep it up, so that it's kind of like, almost like its own little mini website Pinterest.
Or content management system almost, because they can access anything they want. Like I'm envisioning, wow, you could actually create a free challenge using this, or you could create, a mini course using this, or whatever, some sort of free version of a course that shows them how to do everything, and it's all outlined. So that's actually really
it's amazing you say that, because that's one of the things that I'm working on.
Yep. Great minds think alike.
We are kind of there.
We talked a little bit about the price. So currently you said Trello is a free product. Anybody can use it. Just log in, create an account, and use it.
Yes.
That's cool.
So you create an account and use it. There's a second tier called Trello Gold.
Okay.
If you join for free, and then you refer up to 12 people, you get up to 12 months worth of gold for free.
Nice.
Your friends have joined for free, you've joined for free, and you get 12 months of gold.
Nice.
The difference between the free and the gold is that free has just one, what's called a power up, which think of it like an extension or integration.
Right.
The Trello Gold has possibility of 3 power ups per board.
Okay.
Now you can also use different power ups on different boards.
Gotcha.
I can tell you about that.
Yeah, we're going to definitely dive into that.
We'll dive deep.
Yeah, that's very cool. So how is, and some of this you've probably already answered, but how is Trello different from other productivity tools that are out there? I know there's Basecamp and there's Asana, and there's a number of other tools that are available to people to use to manage their tasks. What makes Trello different?
I think one of the things that makes it different to me, in my opinion, is really that it's not just a to-do list. So a lot of productivity tools are just straight up to-do lists and say like a Pomodoro technique,
right?
Which you can you know, you put your task list in and it syncs up with your phone and
Right.
all of that stuff. Now, Trello has that, but it's not just that.
Right.
To me, those are the small things of your day, your little tasks. Trello helps you look at the 30,000 foot view also.
Right.
So I like being able to look at the large overview, not just the small pieces.
Okay.
And that's one of the reasons I think it's different.
Okay. Do you feel that there are any limitations to Trello?
Oh, certainly there's limitations to any tool. I would say one limitation could be is, personally, I'd probably love to have more than 3 power-ups per board.
Yeah.
Because I like as you'll see, you know, you know, like you said, nobody needs to use all of the tools.
Right.
But there are some of us who, because of what we do, like we help other people with technology.
Right.
We might need to use a lot of the tools so that we can help other people learn them.
Right.
And so personally for me, I don't think that's a limitation for just anybody. I think, and the Trello Gold after that 12 months is only $45 for a year.
Oh, wow. That's
for the whole year.
Yeah, I think I paid more than that.
That's like one dinner for 2 people. That's like 1 steak dinner.
I know. That's a night out on the town.
All right. Actually, a couple weeks ago, I gave up the one night. I paid the 45. I'm paid up for my Trello account until like 2019.
Nice. Very
so
cool.
like, because I don't want to lose it. It's so integral to, I'd say, okay, the other limitation would be if the internet is down in your house. Or if the electricity's out in your house.
But you're not doing much of anything online if that's the case.
Exactly.
So I'm sure that's really a limitation to your business.
And there was one day for a period of a couple hours, I'll have to say, that it was the day that Amazon servers went down.
Oh, yeah.
That day that Amazon servers went down about, 3 to 6 months ago?
Yeah.
Well, Trello went down with it.
Interesting.
So, you know, it's like, oh God, Amazon, please don't go, please. You know,
please stay up. Don't break my Trello.
Don't break my Trellos. I need my Trellos.
So let's take a few minutes and dive into some of the main features of Trello. And I know you're going to do some screen sharing here. So folks, if you are watching from home, you may want to enlarge the video so that you can see this. But go ahead. Steve.
Yeah, you definitely might want to enlarge the video because it's going to be some tiny print. But the good thing is this board is going to be available as a free offer so that you can go back and watch and look at it again.
All right.
So let me do I'm going to move this over here so you can see me looking at you instead. So you see right now is Trello 101 for the summit. And I wanted to give you guys a Trello board for to present this information to you today.
Okay, so all I see is a white bar in the center of the screen. Is that what it's
okay? Let me make sure that I have my that I'm gonna share the correct board.
And I think it's okay if they don't see you as long as they can see the board and follow along with what you're talking about.
Right.
There you go. Now I see the board.
Okay. So I had to move the board to the other to my other screen.
Okay.
So let me walk you through this board because that's actually going to walk you through some of the stuff we've already talked about.
Cool.
But you're also going to see what a Trello board looks like.
Very nice.
So the first thing, and I'm actually going to start with how is Trello structured. I'm going to start here in the middle.
Okay.
Because that's going to tell you what you're looking at.
Cool.
Trello is primarily built of 3 things. I want you to think of your board as basically your whole screen and what you see as the main structure. It's somewhat like your 30,000 foot view and kind of your wall, if you will. So this is the overall view. Then the next thing is lists. You'll see each column is a list, and it's a grouping of similar ideas.
Yep.
So each board is built of lists.
Cool.
Then you're going to have cards. And your cards, this that you're looking at right now, is a card. Cards live under each list, and each card is a main point below each list.
Nice.
Cards can be filled with many things. And so when you come into this freebie, there's ideas of what you can fill a Trello card with.
Nice.
And you can see all the goodies. One of the things is you can actually embed videos right there in the, people don't have to leave. You don't have to leave your Trello board to watch a video you saved in your squirrel cage.
Yep. Which is really nice.
I love that because that way I don't get squirreled over in YouTube.
Right.
Later,
1,000 other things.
when I go back to look at the videos in this, I don't get squirreled. You can also do checklists. This list is actually a checklist. And if I check things off, you can either hide the completed items or keep them.
Nice. Very
so, and you can, but you don't have to use it as a checklist. You can use it as just a list.
Very cool.
So each thing, so now that you know what you're looking at overall, Trello is, there's a great article I found by WP Curve that I linked in here. And they describe that the concepts of Trello were built on a version of the Kanban system from Toyota Manufacturing in Japan. The Kanban system was built from concepts of the, and this isn't from the article, this is just something else I know. The Kanban system was built on the concepts of total quality improvement movement that was started by William Deming in Japan right after World War II. Deming was the leader of a movement to basically slim down system, you know, to build systems that built on themselves and constantly were looking at the quality of things and constantly improving that quality. So you can read more about Mr. Deming here. Very interesting gentleman. He actually started here in the US, went to Japan right after the war, helped them basically put all these systems in place that helped their technology businesses and like Toyota. And then it finally made it back here to the US to start the total quality improvement movement here in the US. So imagine had he stayed here and we had used it.
Right. So I'm noticing a little bit under each of your lists, you can actually add another card. So
yes.
It looks like it's really simple to go in here. So if I want to add an additional card under introduction about Trello, I can share this board, or I can share a video, or I can share, So that's very cool. I like that a lot. It looks really, you know, I'm all about user-friendly platforms, making it really easy to be able to manage. And this looks like one of those tools that seems to be really easy to manage. So what happens if I want to, so you've got introduction about Trello, Trello's good stuff, examples of boards, Q&A, and where to learn more. What happens if I want the Q&A in a different column?
Okay, let's say we want the Q&A maybe at the end.
Yeah.
Move this list.
Nice.
So grab and move your lists.
Okay.
Back and forth. Let's say we want to move the examples of the boards over here too.
Very cool.
You can move your lists around. You can move cards around. Maybe instead of questions and answers, we want to just move this to where to learn more.
Ah, very nice.
And then we might want to archive that list.
Very cool.
And you've archived it, and then you go, oh my gosh, I didn't mean to do that.
I want that back.
Give me that back. Uh-oh. You haven't lost it. Don't breathe. Everybody breathe, right?
Very cool.
You can go to your archive and look at things that you have archived off.
Okay.
And send it back to the board.
Very cool.
Not that I'm seeing that one at the moment. I know it's there.
Yeah.
But I like the fact that it can be as simple as, let's just add that list back in. If I can type.
That's okay.
Okay, I just added a new list. And so I'm going to move that Trello help section back there. I'm going to move the boards back around a little more to where they were.
Very nice.
You can very easily add a new list. You can move that list to another Trello board. You can copy a list. Let's say we want to copy this list to another Trello board we have. We can just hit copy list. It's going to bring up make a copy of it.
Yep.
Then we're going to move that list
to
another one of our boards. and it asks what position do you want it to move to, and boom, I just moved that copy.
Very cool.
The copy went over with everything that was inside these cards. So let's say you're building a course, an online course, and each of your modules has a what did you learn quiz at the end.
Right.
You build it once, you copy it over, and boom, 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 it's there. Or you can copy the entire board and make a second copy of the board and then change it to what you need.
Nice. So what happens if, let's say the two of us are working together on this interview and you really want me to focus on kind of the Q&A portion of this board? Could you assign this directly to me? There I am. Very cool.
And so I can say, can you find more Q&A resources for this section?
Project or whatever. Yeah. Cool.
And I could add an attachment.
Yeah.
I could add smileys.
Yeah.
You could add fun stuff there.
Very cool.
So when I did that, similar to when you're on Facebook or a different, and you tag someone with the @ sign and their username.
Yeah.
That person's going to get a notification in their Trello notifications.
Nice.
That they have a question on this card. And when they click that, it's going to bring them right to this card. It's going to bring them right to this place. And they can look. So you could have 6 people on this board, and one person's working on the help section, one person's working on the resource board, one's working on the structure, and you can tag people into each one, and people can have conversations about what is going on. So if you wanted to go in here and tag me back, you could reply, tag me, and give me an answer about it.
Right. That's very cool. I like that a lot. And it takes that communication, it keeps that communication kind of in-house so that you can actually work much more efficiently trying to accomplish the goal. So that's really
very contextual to the specific project and really part of project that you're working on.
Right.
So that instead of going to, have you ever had to go and look at all through your emails to find that one email where you guys talked about what to do? Or, oh my gosh, where did they send me that message? Was it Facebook Messenger? Was it a text message? Was it, no, all of your, which brings up a point that Trello has, lives not only in the cloud in your web browser, which one of the best web browsers is Google Chrome, because they have some great extensions to make it even better. But they also have apps for Slack that connects it to Slack, Android, and iPhone.
Nice.
So it does look slightly different on the iPhone and Android, I know.
Yeah.
The cards look a little different. The videos aren't totally embedded. They're linked, but they're not embedded the same way. Right. There's a few things that look different, but you can totally add cards, move cards around, answer people. You can work on a friend of mine works totally on her phone. Yeah. Yeah. And you can add pictures, you can add things, and you can interact. It's just built a little bit different. Yeah. Very cool. Very nice. So it looks like this is a very user-friendly platform for somebody who is really trying to tame the squirrels, as we talked about earlier, and really put together a place where they can create a to-do list for themselves and accomplish their goals, which I really like. So tell us a little bit about, I know we're getting to the end of this part of the interview, and I know we're going to dive deeper in the second interview, but tell us a little bit about, how can people get in touch with you? How can people reach out if they need help with their Trello boards or whatever it is they're trying to do? How can people find you? Okay, so on this Trello board that's going to be linked as a freebie for you to go back through and review the information and go just a little bit deeper into what's available. There is an example of a board, and one of those examples, it goes to my public facing Trello board. Nice. Which hopefully you can see. Can you see that one now? Yeah. Okay. So it's going to give you links to all sorts of fun places to find Stacy. Cool. But the best one, if you want to learn more about not just Trello, but automating and putting in systems that are going to connect the dots for you, or you want to make an appointment to chat with me about things, click on my Automate to Liberate. It's my new VIP program. And that is going to send you to a, where you can sign up.
Nice.
I'm going to close that page just because, really quick, just because I'm getting ready to change the name of that. What it's going to take you to, it might look slightly different than what I just showed.
Nice.
But you're going to be able to get another freebie, because I'm all about, let's give you another one. You're going to be able to get a freebie over there that's called the Hunger Games Guide to Saving You Time.
Nice.
So you're going to get a guide that's going to give you lots of different, or not lots of different, it's going to give you 3 or 4 main types of tools that you can use to save you time.
Very cool.
And so you can automate what you're doing to liberate your time.
Very cool. Which is what everybody needs, right? I mean, how many people have enough hours in the day?
Guess what? You and I each get the same amount.
I know, but there's never enough.
There's not enough. You can't add more.
The thing about tools like Trello is that they really do help you to get more stuff done in the amount of time that you are allotted. And since everybody has the same number of hours, you want to make the most of yours.
Right. and one thing I really like is if I have to stop on a project, I can stop where it is, and the card is right there, ready to go. When I come back, and it's in my, I have things situated where everything that has a due date for today comes up in my today's tasks.
Very nice.
Automatically.
Yeah.
So if you want to learn how to build your automatic task list without having to worry about it the night before and go, okay, what is it I got to get done tomorrow?
Right.
All you have to do is make sure all your tasks have dates on them, and the automation can do it for you.
Nice, which we love. It's all about automating.
Yes.
Stacy, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate everything you have shared with us. Guys, look for the link to access her boards and her freebies. It's either going to be below or beside this video. And for those of you who are part of the All Access Pass, make sure you stick around for the next interview with Stacy, where we are really going to dive deep into how to use Trello, and she's going to show you some really cool tricks. So thank you so much, Stacy. I appreciate you being here, and you are amazing as always.
Thank you so much for being my sister in automation.
Awesome. All right, guys, we'll see you soon. Bye.
Bye.